Is our history under attack? California Democrats demanding an airport named after John Wayne, the acting legend, be changed. And Princeton University announcing now it's dropping Woodrow Wilson's name from their public policy school. Where do we draw the line? Joining us now is Jack Brewer, an advisory board member with Black Voices for Trump. Jack, both these men have questionable passes when it comes to race, at least an incident when it comes to John Wayne. And for Wilson, he resegregated the civil service. So where do you stand?
You know, it's an interesting time. You know, you talk about Woodrow Wilson and his segregationist policies, but then you have the Democratic nominee Joe Biden, who's also passed segregationist policies. And so, is the cancel culture going to cancel him as well? We have to ask each other that question. And so, I mean, it's too much tit for tat. You know, I think we are really missing out on a huge opportunity in this nation to have a conversation on race. To go back and try to heal some of the hurt and the pain that people are feeling around these racial issues that is really stimulating them to go out and destroy property and monuments. Listen, I do not like seeing Confederate leaders and seeing racists up in front of our parks, in front of our monuments around our country. But there's a way to do that. And we have a constitution that allows us to vote these things out. And do it the proper way. But whenever you start putting people in harm's way, you've seen folks get hurt around this. Whenever you see people vandalizing and committing crimes, that's never good. That's never the answer. And that's the way that evilness solves things through destroying.
Jack, I just think that you could find any statue and I'll find something about them that'll be offensive to somebody. I mean, for Wilson, here's a statement from Princeton. After all these years, they finally said it's got to go. Wilson's racism was significant and consequential even by the standards of his own time. He segregated the federal civil service after it had been racially integrated for decades, thereby taking America backwards in the pursuit of justice. He has not only acquiesced, but added to the persistent practice of racism in the country. So they go on. So his name goes out the public policy school. What he did is rebuild Princeton, lead us through World War I. And he also tried to create a League of Nations to stop wars in the future, would be the precursor to the United Nations. For John Wayne, he had one interview in 1971 where he said something offensive. I believe in white supremacy until the blacks are educated to a point of responsibility. I don't believe in giving authority and positions of leadership and judgment to irresponsible people. But his son says those who knew him knew he judged everyone as an individual and believed everyone deserved an equal opportunity. He called out bigotry whenever he saw it, and he worked for the best of people of all races, creeds, and sexual orientations. He was a legend to our country as an actor, a USA student and football player who was a monster, you know, a big personality in Orange County. Your thought?
You know what? I don't like racism. Racism tears us and divides us. But we all have to look within ourselves and be honest with ourselves. Have we ever been racist? Have you ever thought and looked at someone who was a different color than you or had a different social class than you and treated them differently? And most of us have to be real. I know I've said things that I regret, I've repented for, and I think that's what we need to get to in this nation. We got to get back to repentance. We're missing the opportunity, and we've taken our eye off the prize. This is a spiritual battle. And when folks are removing the fear of God, removing the Bible from the way that we view things and from our perspective, it leads us to this, where we're pointing and shaming folks and pretending as if we're all perfect. We are imperfect people. We're an imperfect nation.
Yep, I hear you. Jack Brewer, always great to get your perspective. Thanks, sir.
God bless you.